Hi, and welcome to H3 TV. I'm Annie Meehan, keynote speaker and certified coach. I love to teach people how to face disruption without letting it take them down. How do they stay hopeful, healthy, and happy? Every week, I come to you with encouragement, whatever disruption you're going through, professionally or personally, and we're here to encourage you. If you have questions or comments throughout the show, feel free to jump on, write them in the chat, and we will be sure to respond. Today, my guest is Michelle. Please help me welcome her to H3 TV. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
Hey, Annie, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Sure, I am a life coach. I live in Estero, Florida, right between Fort Myers and Naples. And I help women recreate, transform their lives into what they want. What is it, what the joy, the happiness, whatever it is that they're looking to bring into their lives. I coach women on how to do that.
Beautiful. How to live their fulfilled life, whatever that is for them. I love that.
Right.
I always know that my listeners are facing stuff. We're all facing something in our lives, right? And so I like to think about, Michelle, when you think of the word disruption, personal or professional, what's a disruption that you have faced in your life?
Sure, absolutely. So a big disruption recently that I faced was leaving a corporate job with the corporate benefits. I'd worked there many years, and it was very comfortable. But I reached a point that it was no longer satisfying for me, and I didn't want someone else deciding my value, what I can bring, how far I could go, what my potential was. I was tired of giving my power away, and I decided that I wanted to launch my own journey and build my own business and follow my passion. And my passion is just, what we said at the top there, helping others, find the life that they want to create.
Beautiful. Yeah, disruption can be something we choose, right? I mean, it's not always negative. It's like, I chose to disrupt my career, where I live, my relationships. And so even though it can be something you choose and you chose to disrupt and work for yourself, it can still be overwhelming at times, right? And people can question us, what are you doing? How do you stay hopeful in the face of your own doubt or the doubt of those around you?
So important. When you launch on your own, it's up to you to motivate yourself. You are your chief encourager. So I have developed a little bit of a system for myself where I start each day the same way. I have some different mantras I use. I have some different books that help guide me in encouragement. Other women who have blazed the trail before me and have built successful businesses. I look to their nuggets of wisdom and just kind of put on play in my head the affirming things that I know that, I can do this, I can do hard things. I can get to where I'm trying to go here. And when the negative self-talk, pops in as it will from time to time, I have a process to, okay, let me flip that switch and get back to what I know to be true and really reach and tap into that positive energy, that higher energy that I know is available to me.
Nice. So I have two questions kind of regarding that, Michelle. First, do you have any books you suggest? So if somebody else is thinking about quitting their job or already did, and they're starting their own business, do you have a book or two you'd recommend?
I do. One that I'm reading that I love is Jen Sincero's book, You're a Badass.
Okay.
I think that she does a great job of very practical and wisdom where she just this is just kind of looking at things and how to talk to yourself. And it's just really, it's an easy to read and just very encouraging.
Okay. And what about, you said you kind of have a system. Is there some steps that you take when you start to feel overwhelmed? What are some, you kind of said you start the day the same way. If you want to share those tips or share what you do when you start to get in self-doubt.
Right. So I do start my mornings with kind of a meditation ritual where I have the quiet, I have my coffee. I have some different readings that I like to read and kind of bring into my day to help me focus and put things on the right path. I do that. And I think just different things throughout the day when things happen that whether good, bad, or whatever, they're particularly bad things, it's the pause, okay, let me just take a breath here, maybe a few deep breaths and just pause and let me just kind of recenter and think about, okay, what can I do next? Because the thing is that, no matter what happens, I always have a choice. It's like I can choose to be stuck in something and upset about what has happened, or I can take that information and knowing that, what else can I do? I think it's so important that owning my own power, knowing that I can, within myself, make other decisions and do other things. And I don't have to be victimized, if you will, by any situation.
Yeah, I like that, Michelle. And I like to break it down simply for our listeners. So I think like 4 steps to me, like first, in the midst of a minor disruption or something that throws you off the day, pause. So you said the first thing I do is pause. I love that. Just pause. Second, breathe. Just breathe. Something so simple, and yet we often forget. Third, recenter. And fourth, slowly choose wisely. So I really like those steps because I think the spinning is where we end up getting messy, right? So we got to kind of slow it down, break it down. How about healthy, Michelle? When you taking on your own business and you kind of get your own schedule, how are you staying healthy physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially? How are you relationally? How are you keeping your health intact? Do you kind of have 3 tips you could share with us?
Yes, I do. This is a great question. I in just recent days have taken my physical fitness. I've taken it to another level. In the last year and a half, I've become very active in a gym. I went from I never had a gym membership. I was not a fitness person. I didn't have an interest in it. But when I was going through some things with that corporate job and trying to make some decisions, I needed an outlet and I needed something that could help me direct that energy in a better way. And I found a gym that I really love, and I keep that practice. I go 4 times a week. So that is definitely part of my schedule. That is layered in, integrated into my schedule is when I'm going to do my gym classes. It's so important. And it's not just the physical benefits that I get, it's the mental benefits. I truly feel the endorphins and the mental benefit of doing those workouts. So that's so critical. So healthy. I also keep, another way I keep healthy is just a sense of connection. I stay connected to my people. I have a great support system around me. And I have a lot of friends that really want me to succeed and want me to do well. I have a wonderful partner, and he's there for me, and he's been so supportive. So I really tap into those connections for that social well-being, and I can kind of draw some strength from them and with their encouragement. Let's see. And I would say continuing with my health is a spiritual healthiness. I believe that, that there is a greater power than me, and, there is a God and I'm not it. And, that higher energy is available to me at any time. I just have to be open to it and kind of willing to respond to what is. And so I'm very grateful for that. And that's been a journey for me, because there was definitely a point in my life where I was spiritually bankrupt. I mean, I had nothing. And, but over the past several years, I've developed that spirituality that's real and personal to me. And I feel that is also critical as I walk this path, that I keep that contact with that higher energy, that higher being.
Yeah, I love that. Also, when you get into the reality that health is so many things, right? And having good, healthy, supportive people around you, especially when you're running a business, it's a lot. It's very important. So I'm glad you have that. How about humor? Do you make time for happiness, for humor? Do you schedule it? Does it happen just by the relationships? Where are you at with bringing happiness into your lives?
I can't say that I schedule it, but I think it definitely happens organically. Definitely, I have my girlfriend weekends where we have our time together to hang out with girlfriends and just be girls and hang out. I love time on the beach. I regularly get there at least once and sometimes twice a week. When I can be on the beach, I definitely, that is twofold for me. I feel kind of a spiritual connection there, as well as the fun connection of just being able to enjoy the water and socializing and being with people that I love. I think you bring a great point, making sure I keep in touch with that humor, like learning to laugh at myself, It's like, I think that is so critical, and that's been, it's taken me some time to get there, because, it's like, you have to be willing to say, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm human. I'm human. And it's okay. And I can laugh at that.
And I didn't mean schedule laughs, but just like going to the beach,
Yeah.
like it's that grounding happiness. Like, okay, everything seems kind of okay. Get up early, go to the beach for a minute, right? I wanted to know, Michelle. I know that we have a lot of connections with people debating. They're on the fence. Should I quit my job? Can I start my own business? How would it work? What would it do? So, if you could speak to someone 20 years younger than you, and they're like, "Am I always going to work for the man?" A guy was talking to me a lot about the man the other day. And when you decide, I'm going to work for myself, or I'm going to leave my insecurity in the corporate world, and I'm going to go off, what's something you would tell your younger self? What's some wisdom that you have now that you wish you would have known?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's a great question. I embrace the fear, but do it anyway. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to not know what's going to happen. Just do it anyway, and know that no matter what, you're going to learn. Whether you're successful or you fail, you're going to learn, and it's just going to be part of life's lessons. And what I know is that with life's lessons, I get better. I become a better person. And through those experiences, I'm able to maybe help other people, and be that that little nugget of wisdom for somebody else that I've been able to get along the way. So just follow your heart, and know that it's okay, good or bad, that it's going to be okay, and embrace that fear.
I like it. I was speaking on a panel, I don't know, in the last few weeks, and this guy in the audience asked, "What is your biggest fear?" to all six of us that were deemed successful. And what is your biggest failure? And we were all like, none of us have any failures, because we just didn't leave them as failures. We learned from them. We became something different because of them. So I love what you're saying. It's like, what if I fail? It's like, what if you don't? What if you don't try? And failure becomes, they say people never regret what they did. They regret what they didn't do, that they wish they would have put themselves out there more, said, I love you more, or been more active, or taken more risk. And so if you think of failure or something not working out as a lesson rather than oh my gosh, it changes it. So that's a good one. I have another question for you, Michelle. I know you're a life coach, and so you work with individuals or teams. What's a great success story for one of your clients that you've worked with, somebody you've journeyed with? Where did you meet them, and where are they?
I have someone I was working with recently who was going through a divorce, and divorces are never pretty, and so a lot of devastation, I think, emotionally, financially, from everything that happened with the divorce. And so she began this path of creating now the life that she wants for herself. And I have just been so proud of her and the steps that she has taken, because she's gone out and, number one, she did some self-discovery, because I think sometimes things happen and like, I don't know what I want. I know I don't want that, but what do I actually want? I don't know. So I think there's a journey of self-discovery there that I help guide clients on, to kind of get to that, so they have that clarity on what's there and in the direction they want to go. And then knowing that, kind of, you make the plan. What are the action steps that I can take that will take me in that direction? And then, things are not going to always happen according to plan. And that's what a coach is there for. So when things do go sideways, not according to plan, okay, let's work through this. How can we shift? How can we adjust? What are other opportunities that are there for us? And so I saw this person just embrace it. She was willing to go and just do whatever it was that she needed to do to make a new life for herself. And it was just absolutely beautiful. It still is. I am just so proud of her today, that how she has really changed her life and made a great life for herself. And she's so happy. When I started working with her, she was very fear and a lot of just discontent. And, it was just like all over her. And then today you're around her and it's like, oh, she has a great life and she's really happy about the things that she has. So that it's awesome. And it's every time that I can walk with a client down that path, it just gives me the energy and the just such joy within me to be able to see people bring that to themselves and create that for themselves.
I agree. I feel like being a coach is like being a parent. Like you're almost happier for your client's success than your own. Like you're like, look at you, look at how far you've gone. You're amazing. I do. I love coaching for that. I love it, Michelle, because you're right. And you look back and you go, I met you here. And remember when fear was leading and now joy and dreams. It's like you watch somebody come alive. So I love that story. It's beautiful. So Michelle, we know we have a lot of listeners that they're either facing something or they're thinking about making a change in their life, in their career, in their relationships, in their health. What do you want to teach them? Here's your platform. Teach them something when they are stuck and when fear is leading and it's making us doubt ourselves, doubt our possibilities or our dreams, calling us names that we're foolish or selfish or whatever the name is that people call themselves in their mind. What do you want to teach them? What do you want to encourage the listeners on their journey through disruption or change or curiosity about what could be in their lives?
Sure, absolutely. I think the key here is willingness, a willingness to do something different. You keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same what you have. I just butchered that saying, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. The life you want is just outside your comfort zone, and it's available to you. You can do it, but the willingness is the key, and because it comes down to choices. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. You can choose the path of not happy, or you can choose a path of freedom and happiness. And you always have that power within you, and you have those answers within you. Sometimes that's what I feel a great coach and a guide is there for, to kind of help you find that answer within you. So I think that willingness is key, and taking the action, just stepping outside your comfort zone and to go in that direction where you want to go.
I love it. So both Michelle and I encourage you, get a coach.
Yes.
Your coach is your guide. It's your challenger. It's your biggest cheerleader, your biggest accountability partner. When you have a coach, it's like a support system of someone that you can feel safe trusting with your greatest fears and your biggest dreams and hopes. And a coach can guide you and cheer you on and challenge you and encourage you on your journey. So we encourage you to get a coach.
Absolutely.
Michelle, I know people are going to want to learn more from you. Remember, audience, you can ask either of us any questions throughout. When you leave those questions, whether you're watching live or later, we will come back and we'll answer them. We'll encourage you along the way. But I know people are going to want to connect with you. Michelle, what's the best way to connect with you?
Yes. Empowering You Life Strategies. EmpoweringYouLifeStrategies.com is where you'll find me. There are a lot of Michelle Thompsons out there. But if you look up Empowering You Life Strategies, you will find me. And I am on Facebook, Instagram, and you'll see me on LinkedIn too.
Perfect. And if you want, Michelle, you can certainly put the link to your website in the chat after we're done with this call, when it all comes and is platformed on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Also, if you want to share a link to any of your sites, because you're right, Michelle Thompson is a little bit of a common name. Yeah. I used to have a friend named that in school growing up. And so you can put links to those as well. We thank you to our listeners. We encourage you, don't let fear lead you. Keep dreaming. Go out there and create the life that you want, whether it's in your career, your relationships, your health, whatever it is. Look at Michelle's joy and great energy because she made a choice, took the risk, and jumped. So thank you for being with me, Michelle. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you to our listeners. Yes. Right. We'll see you on the outside, and make sure you send your questions. We'll be happy to answer them.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Is think about how we can support people and that it's okay to say no, but also I'll be your accountability partner, but all I can give you is a text every other Tuesday. I can't walk with you twice a week. My plate is full too. It is more respectful to say, I'm sorry I can't, than to say yes and set someone up to fail. Does that make sense? All right. I want you to think about health. Next time someone says, are you healthy? I want you to think about all 7 of these areas, not just my physical health, not just a number on the scale, because I never helped the thousands of clients I worked with lose weight because I didn't care about a number on a scale, but I helped clients change their habits, change their self-talk, and a side effect was weight loss. I helped them get their finances and their relationships in order. I helped them with what they said about themselves to themselves, and it changed everything. But my favorite area of your hearts is happiness. And so what I'd like you to do is think about what makes you happy. And you can write it in that heart or write it in the back. I love for you to come up with at least 10 things that make you happy, from rainbows to sunshine, from fresh baked cookies to cuddles with puppies, whatever it is that brings you happiness.